Hey, yes, thank you. Have a good one. What's up, guys? It is 7 o'clock. I'm out in Auburn. You can't see anything right now because it's still too dark, but me and Mr. Glenn actually took a couple days off from the sheriff's office, and he's gonna help me out here because I need some help because I don't know everything about ponds yet. Keyword, yet. Today we're hopefully gonna be carving out the rest of the shelves in the pond. We're gonna be getting all the dirt out of the middle that needs to come back out of the pond. We're gonna be putting the liner in, and when the excavator comes tomorrow, we're gonna be setting rock. I'm waiting on him to get here. I'm gonna do a couple things really quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, I know in the last video, Dummy Bryce didn't turn the flash on whenever he was filming in the early morning hours. So you really cannot see anything in that video, and I apologize for that. So from now on, I'm going to use my flash in the mornings or whenever it's dark because it's just common sense, and apparently I didn't know how to do that. Hopefully this is better. You're welcome. We're in a predicament. Like I was saying a couple videos ago, this whole area is sloped downhill going that way. And we knew in the beginning that this was going to be not as significant of a slope as we found out, but we knew it was going to be pretty decent sized slope. However, we did not know it was going to be this. The level down here is about dead even with the shelf that I made over here, which is about a little over 1.5 foot drop, which is pretty crazy. What we think we're going to have to do is we're going to kind of even it out. So we're going to cut into this shelf probably maybe 8 inches down or so. Cut it off, make another little shelf going back so that it's kind of like a gradual go up, and then we're going to have to build this side up over here with either a paver wall, or we're going to do a natural stone wall back on this side, build it up about another 8 inches or so. We are wishing we had an excavator or a backhoe here today, because that means we got to take a lot more dirt out, and our machine isn't getting here until tomorrow, and we're planning on putting the liner in and stuff like that today. So little setbacks that we should be getting figured out. We're definitely gonna figure it out. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna figure it out. But little setbacks. We will conquer it eventually, one day at a time. All right, so it looks a little bit different from earlier. We got this backside built up a little bit more. We've got our shelves carved out. I've carved them out all the way around the outside. Skimmer box is going there. Got our intake bay dug out. Mr. Glenn did that. And now he's bringing over the hot tub. This is a 6,000 biofalls. This is ridiculously big. I don't know. This is ginormous. Basically hot tubs. We're trying to get a format now, putting it up there, seeing where it's gonna fit. And that'll kind of give us a base to figure out where our big boulders are gonna go for our waterfall. So we're gonna go get started on that, but we still got a lot of work to do. Guys, I am very sorry. Last night I was just absolutely pooped, and I did not film anything past what you just saw. I just did not want to do anything. I dug so much. Me and Mr. Glenn were just absolutely just flat out ran out of juice. We were so tired. Sorry about that, but this morning the excavator got dropped off. It's called a mini X. It's basically, still considered a backhoe. It's like one step under an excavator. So it's a pretty big piece of machinery. We needed it again because we needed to set some big boulders, some big 2,000-pound boulders. So we're gonna be strapping up some rock today. We're gonna be putting the liner in, getting the rest of the dirt out of the bottom of the pond because we have quite a bit of extra. So see y'all when I get there. Excavator. I'm now headed to park the truck. I'm gonna run back up here, grab the backhoe, drive it back onto the property because he wasn't able to bring it all the way back here, and then I'll go ahead and get started on the excavating. All right, here's the beauty. Got articulating thumb with teeth. It's a little bit bigger than what we had before, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this moved back over the property, and then we'll get it going. I We finally got all the dirt out of the hole. Now we're just packing it in, making sure, because we dug deep and then we'd kind of fill in and then dug deep. That way we didn't have to be so exact with the machine. So now we're just packing it back down to make sure that, you know, we don't sink whenever we put water in it or anything like that. You know, the liner doesn't do something crazy. So from yesterday, we got the biofalls in. Let me come around here. Starting over here, we got the intake bay in. We got the pond completely dug out. Mr. Glenn's on the excavator machine, loading it up in the truck and taking it over there. We got our wetland dug out. We got our waterfall dug out and started. And now I think we're gonna start setting rock. Now the exciting part comes. We got it figured out. So we just took our straps, shoved them through the middle, picked it up, and now we're bringing it over. Again, we still got to do a little bit of underlayment, but other than that, we'll be ready to put this liner in, and we'll be moving on this pond. As soon as we get the liner in, start putting the boulders in. As soon as we start putting the boulders in, we'll be able to put all the other rocks in. Once we put the other rocks in, then we'll be able to put river rock in, and then comes the water and the fish. Soon, we'll be done with this project. I'm ready. So we got the liner in the pond, got it rolled out. Now I gotta flip it up on both sides and spread it out and do a bunch of other stuff, bunch of other work and stuff. So see you guys in a little bit after we get done doing our stuff. All right, if you cannot, whoa, that was way off. All right, if you can't tell from behind me, we've got the liner in the pond and probably about half of it figured out. Still got to take all these wrinkles over here. There's probably an extra, I don't know, 15 feet of liner over here. We got to snip that off, and then we're gonna use it in other places in here. But it is starting to look like a pond, and that is exciting. Right now we're gonna head to lunch really quick, since we just got probably the biggest accomplishment of the day done. Gonna go sit down and eat lunch. We forgot a pair of scissors to cut the liner with, so we're gonna go get some scissors, and then we'll be back. We are back from lunch, and we are measuring our leftover piece. So we've trimmed the excess off of this side of the pond. This is what we, oh, can't really see it, it's kind of big. This is what we have left over. With the leftover pieces, we're gonna take it home and build my pond, right, Mr. Glenn?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. Now with the leftover pieces, we are going to be filling in the intake bay, and we're gonna have to seam this. Seaming means taking two pieces of liner and putting them together with some seam tape. And don't worry, I got plenty of seam tape primer. 3 gallons of it, silly me. But we have enough to do the intake bay and finish the wetland. So that's good. Now we are putting our primer for our seam tape on the liner. It's gonna help it clean it and then stick to it, and just some good stuff. Make your nose burn.
Thinking skeets?
Yeah. Put our seam tape on with our endless supply of primer. Got our cover tape on the top. Now I just got to push it back into the intake bay, and this part will be taken care of. Next thing we got to, I think we're just gonna bib, right?
Yes.
We're just gonna bib the waterfall and the wetland, which basically means overlap the liner far enough where, because water's not going up that far, it'll just be coming down. The water will just run down it, and then it won't be able to get out because, you know, there's no water coming up. So it's all
gravity.
Yeah, gravity is a good thing sometimes. We are gonna go do that.
Wait, listen. This is the best thing about this. We ran out of a small one, so we had to go buy a big hulking thing from a roofing supply place because we had to have it. It's worth the extra money for this. Ready?
Worth the extra $50 for sure. We're gonna start a band. PB Boys, pond band. All right, so we started moving some boulders for our waterfall. Mr. Glenn's running back and forth, just running back and forth. Mr. Glenn's running back and forth with the excavator, bringing them in, dropping them on the underlayment, and then we're putting them on the waterfall. These things are heavy. They're so heavy. You guys like that? Is that right there? I might have thought of that. Just kidding. I did, but Mr. Glenn's thought of some cool stuff too. I'm humble. Me and Mr. Glenn were talking about that earlier. I don't get people that say, like when they're telling stuff about themselves, they're like, oh, I'm a humble person. There was a guy in high school, we were all telling, you know, 3 things about ourselves, and he was like, oh, I like food, I like plants, and I'm humble. And I always thought, how the heck can you call yourself humble and be humble? Anyways, I don't know how we got on that, but we're setting the waterfall, making good progress. Now, I think we're gonna set one more right in here, and then we're gonna start on our second layer. We wanted to get a nice base. We're gonna build up the wall with rock and boulders right up in front of where we're gonna be putting the big boulders in front of the biofalls. That way the sand doesn't all slide out from under it, because it is sand, it's not clay, it doesn't hard pack very well. So that's just for us to be safe, so we don't go through a whole nother big deal of having to pull the liner back and reshovel out our shelves and all that crap. We don't want to do that. Time saver, insurance, it's a good thing. All right, we got most of our boulders set in, some big wall boulders, and if you can tell, you can see right on the edge there, it's called a bib. Okay, we've laid our liner in our wetland, across our waterfall, all that. None of this is seamed in here, but the way that gravity works, like I told you earlier, it's gonna run right into the pond. And we won't have any issues. Hopefully. By the physics of gravity, is that how you'd say that? Yes. Yeah. It should work out. Yeah, that is beautiful. Perfect.
Like heck when you say it that way.
Yes, very. So, this is what we got done so far. Liner in. Starting to look like a pond, and we're getting excited, but I think it's getting close. Sun's going down. It's getting within the next hour or two. Should be headed home, so we're gonna get back at it. All right, we didn't get too much further along, as you could tell, until we figured, you know, let's just call it fresh minds tomorrow, be able to think a little bit better. Sometimes you just work so hard all day long, you just can't think straight at the end of the day, and that's just when you call it, because then you're just working against yourself as the day goes on. So we're gonna head home. All right, I wanted to stop that video right there. I had more to put in this video, but I think I'm gonna put it in the next video, because I want my next video to be all about the waterfall. It's very intricate and very creative part that I think would fit all in one video, and it just go together a lot more. So I'm gonna end it right there. If you guys enjoyed this video, go down there, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button while you're sitting there looking at it, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.